It's Championship Sunday here at the Aurora Golf Resort. Welcome to the final round of the 2026 Aurora World Championship. Great to have your company this Sunday afternoon. I'm Timothy Lowe, and boy, we have had quite a bit going on around the golf course already. Yeah, it was EG Yun who posted a great bogey-free round of 69 yesterday to sit one shot off the lead. A short birdie miss at 9 squandered. She's 1 over for her final round at the moment. She shares second place. Choi Kar-bin has made a great move today. 3 under on the front side, just bogey 10, but gets it straight back with that birdie on 11. Kim Soo-ji taking the overnight lead into this final round after a great 66 yesterday. One shot cushion over Lee Ji-hyun. A couple of bogeys against a couple of birdies. Soo-ji still on top. That lead is now 2. And how about the run of Ko Ji-won? Steady progress through the week. 70 on day 1, 71 on Friday, a 69 yesterday, and she's 2 under today. 3 off the pace. Older sister, Ko Ji-yu, won last time out the KLPGA Tour at High One Resorts. Ji-yu missing the cut this week. Ji-won keeping hopes of a Go sister double very much alive. There's Kim Jae-hee, who's 3 under on her day, just birdie 10, and she'll find another at 11. Jae-hee joins the chasing pack at 9 under par. It is congested, and it's going to make for a great watch this Sunday afternoon. One had a bit of a strange Saturday. Was absolutely cruising through most of the round, and then started to drop a couple shots. 3-putt at 11, 3-putt at 12. Steadied the ship towards the end, ultimately signing for a 72, and she's still even par for a round so far, but a chance to improve that. Birdie opportunity.
Nice pump.
Championship Sunday. It's going to be a sprint to the finish line. Can Lee Ji-hyun recover after that little miss on 9? 4 players tied in second place, but Soo-ji's advantage still holding steady at the top. In fact, it's doubled from her overnight lead of 1 to 2 shots. A couple of early bogeys, but that birdie on 7 really steadied her. Going to catch the fast track, but just into the left rough. Looks like it's really burrowed down as well. He's going to claim the second Aurora World Championship the end of play today and pick up a 180 million Korean won first place check. 9 holes to determine the answer. Here's Jae-hee up on 12. Certainly playing the best of the top 10 on the leaderboard right now. And that well-played tee shot at the long par 3 is going to give her an excellent opportunity for another birdie. It's been a pretty warm week here at the Aurora Resort. Temperatures in the 30s and pretty humid as well. We saw a couple of players in the earlier rounds with ice packs on their heads, just trying to keep cool. Here's year one after that birdie at the 10th. Coming into that lead of Kim Soo-ji. This is the segment of the golf course she has struggled a little with. It's not been the tee shots on 11 that have plagued her. It's not the decision making since. Does anyone know where to get one of those axolotl plushies used for tee markers on that 11th? Because they are adorable. Different tee markers on every hole. There's something new every week in the KLPGA Tour, isn't there? Pink sand in the bunkers at High One Resorts. You've got plastic flamingos in the penalty area. Around 18 today, and those axolotls guarding that tee box on 11. And Sokyo Rim started her day with a bang. Eagled the first, then gave 2 shots back in the next 3. Did 39. Really battled back very well towards the end of her round yesterday. She's had some struggles on the par 5s this week. A couple of loose swings. Just finding the left rough, so surely going to have to play it as a 3-shotter now from that position. A 3-time winner in her own right. Fuji1, her sister's got one more than her. She'd love to even the score this week. But I'm not sure it's far enough down where she can reach. We'll have to see when she gets there. Back up to 12. And Choi Ka-bin, like her playing partner Kim Jae-hee, having a very good day. 8 birdies between them. Ka-bin the only one with a drop shot, coming back at the 10th. To that 10th hole, and Suji saw that ball just bury itself into that left rough. Pins cut over that front trap today, so going to be tough to attack. She's aiming out right, trying to use that slope a little past the pin. Didn't quite get all of it, but it'll scurry onto the green. Been a very solid player, great tactician. Kim Soo-ji very rarely makes mental mistakes. Good front runner as well, evidenced by her 6 titles on tour, and all of them have come in the second half of the season. Here's just out of the first cut of rough, but that ball sitting like it's perched on a tee peg. Should get a good amount of control on this. The only player inside the top 15 right now yet to record a birdie. That one just trickles up onto the upper plateau. Going to be a quick putt from that position. Dion hold out her second shot at the ninth. Was having a pretty rough day up to that point, but that eagle has gotten her right back into the mix. Oh, what happened there? A bit steep on it, perhaps. Not sure where that ball's ended up, but yeah, a birdie and an eagle. Doing a lot to try and erase that ugly triple bogey 7 she took at the par 4 fifth. So state of play right now, Suji 1 clear of EA1, who's in the penultimate group. Kim Jae-hee making a big charge, 4 under for her day. Up at 9 under for the championship alongside Lee Dayon and Lee Ji-hyun, who is yet to make a birdie. That's the ball of Dayon just short of the green. Not the end of the world there. Cabin. Tufty light, gotta play with some speed and open club face, gets to pop up and come down softly. Grab a piece of the hole, but still, Lisa's on pass was always going to be a tough shot from there. It's a tough segment of the green where the pins cut today on that par 3. Looks like it will be a layup for Goji-won at 11, just too far back, so has to make birdie the old-fashioned way at this par 5. Par putt now for Cabin. Up at 12. Moving a little off her right. It's a shame. Second bogey of the day, unable to sustain any momentum after that lovely birdie back at 11. It's definitely going to be a layup for Sokyo-rim. Didn't look too bad from the camera angle we had earlier, and she's on an upslope, which gets this to come out a little higher and softer. Start judging how this ball's going to react once it does hit the green. Slope's going to kick it away from her and down towards the target. Pretty well played, but just gone running on by a little. Yeah, one. Missed the fairway with a layup here on Friday, and tried her level best to miss that one. And that's a bit of an awkward stance she's got. Oh, well above her feet and off a downslope. This would certainly make things very interesting. Jae-hee to get within one after that excellent tee shot. Oh, just a little too high. It's a well played hole, but she's going to feel like one got away from her there. Just want to get this to the crest of that slope, and then gravity is going to do the rest of the work. Somehow she's managed to leave that short. I didn't think that was a possibility. That's the live year one. We'll get back to that in a moment. Drop back to Suji first on 10. Just a gentle little downhill, and she's given that good amount of pace. Good positive roll from Suji. She seems a lot more comfortable with that new putter she put into play at the start of the year. So this is what I was talking about with year one. Ball's above her feet, which puts hook spin on it, but she's off a slight downslope as well, so it's going to come in flatter. You really need to make sure you clip this nicely to get the spin to hold it. It's away a little left. Not bad, but needed something half that distance to feel like she had a realistic birdie putt. Now, poor layup from Koji Yu into the rough. She's not going to get much spin on this, just has to try to play out towards the right edge of the green. Get this one releasing along the slope towards the pin. That's pretty good. It's going to catch that slope. Keep funneling. Keep funneling. Yes, well done. Important par saving putt back on 10. Similar line to the one that Yewon hold in the group ahead. Yep, and she'll repeat the feat. That's a good save. Remember, it was 3 over par through 11 holes yesterday, and then played the last couple in 3 under. Playing a lot of heart this weekend. Had to battle just to make the cut on Friday. And flicks that into the slope. That's going to start to funnel as well. Looks like she's going to get a bit of a teach on the line from Koji Wan. Excellent shot. Get up to Kim Min-ju, who led at the halfway stage, but has just been in all sorts of bother this weekend. 76 yesterday, 1 over par for her round today. She sends one into the 12th green. Turning a little left. That's the play. Got to throw it into that middle slope, or that middle ledge, and then have it skip onto the back of the green. We saw it from Cabin earlier. If you carry onto that back plateau, no chance to hold the putting surface. Great shot from Kim Min-ju. Par saving putt for Ji Hyun at 10. Left off the putter face early and really had to grind hard for that bogey-free round yesterday, and she's already dropped 2 shots today, and that tumbles her out of the top 3. Just hanging on to that one-shot cushion, Kim Soo-ji. he's chasing her. He's going to be putting first on 11. You saw that ball sort of release round to the left, or to the right of your screen as we look at it from this back TV tower. So we know that the first half of this putt's going to be pretty slow. Make its way up the slope. It's just going to continue to struggle as it makes its way to the hole. So probably one of the slower putts you can leave yourself out on the golf course this Sunday. It's important to convince yourself to make yourself hit these putts hard enough. The line, and again can't seem to find a way to birdie 11. Played this whole even par for the week, and that could very well come back to haunt her. Great area look above at this lovely par 5, and that tiny little fairway that you play into in the first segment. So you see a lot of players going with less than driver, trying to make sure it doesn't get through that run out. But if you do happen to catch the right bounce and you go a level lie, this green is reachable in 2. It's going to be Dion first to go. G1, right to left, breaks more than players think from this angle. Just see, it looks like it wants to hold that line, and then just at the end falls off left. Circular Rim would have been paying close attention to that putt. Sensible club for Suji. Very glad she did, because that was well offline. The layup's not going to exactly be straightforward from there. It's going to be driver for Ji Hyun. So the off of severe downslope decision will have to be made from Ji Hyun when she gets down there. She has to challenge this green in 2 or not, as the procession moves ever on down the back nine of the Aurora Resort, with Suji leading this championship by 1. Trying to take advantage of watching G1's putt. A bit more pace, too much pace. And now she's got an uncomfortable comebacker. Brilliant tee shot at 12. Minju for birdie. And just like yesterday, can't get it to go, and that club in her hands has not been her best friend since the weekend rolled around. Minju stays at 5 under par. Yeah, one just slides that one in the right edge for par. Suji's lead 1 over year 1. Jae-hee and Daeyeon trying to keep pace as we're into the back 9 here at the Aurora Resort, the final round of the Aurora World Championship. saw Kim Se-ro-mi snag one left into the water from a similar looking lie yesterday. Hopefully Suji can manage a little better. Yeah, she does. Wily competitor, Kim Suji. Jay Heat has off a slight downslope coming to this raised green on 13. At least a club out there. We'll be able to see how far past the pin she is, but she's not going to be overly thrilled when she gets up there. Going to be a layup for Idayon, back in that left rough.
Go.
The equation here, got to land at that middle level and have the ball run up, cannot pitch it on the back step. Tell the reaction, she knew that strike wasn't solid. Look at the doozy of a putt she's given herself now. It is going to be a layup, and I think that's the prudent play. Quite do it justice how severe that slope she was on. No one's really breaking away at the top of the leaderboard. This championship still very much for the taking. You have to see anyone within 4 shots right now, still with a realistic opportunity. Just find a little purple patch in the middle of my back 9. Could be a bit of a stretch though for Choi Karbin. Distance here at 13, pretty slippery as well. Even the left half of this fairway, even though she's a little further back than her 2 playing partners, she's pitching into the angle of that slope that we saw the ladies in the Cooper Hood try and use. So she can start this just like that golf cart beneath the TV tower, throw it a little deeper. She should get it to come round. Had a nice line, just needed half a bat more. Position, even though she's a couple of yards further right than Suji, she's coming more over that hump, so we'll have to be spot on with her landing number. She wants to try and use the contours. It wasn't far off, it's pretty good. Paying attention, watching Karbin's putt.
1
get a move on. Needs to get a move on. Okay. With speed. Another solid par for Kim. The question now, I suppose, is what number would you take to post in the clubhouse? I'd say just given the run of holes heading in and what that leaderboard looks like, it'd be hard pressed to say anything less than 11 under. Just don't see Suji falling back. And that can happen over the span of the next hour and a half. And Dion, she's well capable going flag hunting here. Lucky skip forward with the second bounce, but a couple of reasonable birdie opportunities to come. Putter's going to take a bludgeoning from this spot. This putt is over 100 feet long. EA1 super slow, navigating her way through that hollow, bending a little from right to left when he gets to that back plateau. Yeah, look at that, 120 feet. Oh, she's missed the green. She has missed the green. It's easy to do. That was such a hard shot. Inside of 8 feet would have been a fabulous effort from that range. Par-saving putt for Kavin. Cannot afford to be dropping shots when you're at 7 under, but oh, that's what's happened to her. Ouchies. Suji. Gentle right to left movement in this birdie putt. Decent try, with Yelon in trouble up ahead. Suji can just sort of coast right now. Doesn't have to press, doesn't have to try and do anything crazy. And such a big difference being in that final group. You can react to any situation changes in the groups ahead. Speaking of the penultimate group, here's Goji 1 just off the edge of the green at 12. He's in a pretty handy spot. Not a hard little up and down at all. Just run that through the fringe. Kept a clean card today, Go. 2 birdies, no blemishes. Putt to come to keep the status quo. An opportunity for Dion. This putt slides a little to the right. The fringe looks like it doesn't have too many bobbles, so expect a fairly smooth roll. Really hard once it got on the surface. But a good putt. Can't see that amount of movement. Third now for Yeowon. Putter's back in the bag, out with the wedge. And she's now now brought double bogey into the equation. Slightly different angle, but you know what this one's going to do. It's going to flip a hard right turn about 2/3 of the way there. Good roll again, but just a little pacey on a couple of those putts. One back on 9 and another 11. Now Kyorim, excellent tee shot on 12. It's just going to be a par. Another par for Ji-hyun. Needs to make something happen. Just not going for her right now. Now Ji-won trying to keep that card clean. This for par. Oh, that's cruel. Trying to hammer it in. Unfortunately, that's going to be a bogey 4. Yeah, one. 3 putt at this hole yesterday. Just to drop just 1. Oh boy. An untimely double bogey at the par 3. That's really going to hurt. With that, Kim Soo-ji back into a 2-shot lead. After her playing partner, Lee Dae-yeon, and Kim Jae-hee, who is just making her way up the 14th hole right now. Strong par 3, this 12th. Tough. Seeing that green over 45, 50 paces deep. Finding the correct segment absolutely critical, and it's playing the longest that it has all week long. Zion going to try and muscle a 5-iron back there.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do just fine.
괜찮아. 이게 더 좌측 라인 정도가 제일 베스트긴 해. 거기로 떨어지는 게. 난 좀 넓게 보고 싶으면 중계 타워 센터로 봐봐도 괜찮고. 플레이하겠습니다.
Driving iron out for Kim Soo-ji. Can launch it pretty high, but the shot required to today's hole location is something a little lower flighted. See if she can just abbreviate that follow through. Knock that ball flat down a little, get it chasing. Oh, that one full tilt. Here it comes up the slope. Looks pretty good. It's going to keep on feeding. Yeah, that's excellent. She's worked so hard over the last couple of months with her coach, former Asian Games gold medalist Jae-hyuk Lee. The fruits of her labor certainly paying off here at the Aurora Resort. And Ji-hyun with a hybrid. it soft, but still just through the back. It's okay though. Landed on the green from here, but should have a big enough area in that fringe to bump this into and get it releasing. Textbook stuff. They're on now, just trying to lay it up at 13, coming off the double. Here's Dion after a nice tee shot at 12. Second half of the putt, sneaky quick though. Have to pay attention to that. Jahi has come up short of this green at 14 and 2, so now we'll have to call in some wedge wizardry to get this one up and down. Just played that well, but green's certainly the quickest they've been all week. Just see par putt coming up. This would be a dagger to her pursuers. In Suji, rock solid tee shot on 12. One of those birdie putts where you can sort of have a free roll at it. Not too quick. Not too much break as well. When you're playing well, these tend to go in. Not on this occasion, but it's just going to be a nice, easy knock-in to keep her lead at 2. Yeah, what? The sand divot central, that is this layup area on 13. Gonna make it up. A little unlucky there. Looked like she had a bit of a scratchy lie. It is a bit of a breezy day for that blimp. It's gonna certainly be fighting the wind a little. Let's go to the closing hole, and this is Ma So Young, watched on by the peculiar plastic flamingos. A nice way to end her week. If she could roll this one in for birdie. Yes, go on. Ends her championship with a 69 on Sunday. That sets the clubhouse mark at 6 under par. Not going to be good enough, but it is going to be a first top 10 of this season for Ma. Well played. Dion, just a formality, you have to say, for her par at 12. G1's third on the way, almost into the flagstick. That one releases on a fraction. That's the lie of Sokyorim. Pretty clean around the back of the ball. It's just sort of sitting up on a little tuft of grass, and it's on an upslope as well. So you've got to hit this just a little bit harder because it is going to come out slow and sort of more vertical than forward. It takes a lot of practice to dial in your distance control up with these. And that's pretty well done. Power putt coming up for Jahi ahead on 14 to stay within 2. Oh, put a good roll on it. Could be a little costly. Out of holes, just 4 to go, and finds herself trailing by 3. Back to the tee at 13 with Idayon and driver. Just got to make sure, if anything, you err on the right-hand side of this hole, this fairway. Be not reachable in 2. Very much in firm control of the tournament, Suji. Not her first rodeo. No, but it's not over till that last putt's in the bottom of the cup.
Okay.
The opportunity on the way for Goji 1, sliding down the hill and moving a little to the right. Not quite panic stations yet for EGM, which just needs some kind of momentum to start building for her. Again, the only player inside the top 15 without a birdie on the scorecard this Sunday. Yeah, one. One of these putts where she puts up a pretty steep ridge in the first couple of feet and just plateaus out at the end. Outside chance. Try and get back in the fight. Not a bad effort at all. It's only going to be a par 5 for her. Circular in, but certainly a little pep in her step walking on to 14T. If this one were to go in, it was a well-played pitch, but that still wants to drift a little from her left. We want to start it, say, ball outside left edge. Not one that's scary and slippery, fairly level spot from where she is, maybe a touchdown hill, but certainly not enough to force her to putt defensively. This would move her alongside One and Jahi. Not to mention PGM is back down in the fairway. 3 shots over 5 holes. It is possible. Pour all your concentration on this one. Try and keep the pressure on Suji. Give her something to think about. A good putt, just didn't set it out high enough. Suji Yun, there she is, just looking to lay it up to a nice number back down the fairway. Suji won't look to do the same. Hitting that driving iron. It's a big weapon in her bag. Highly reliable. Great in moments like these when you're leading by 2.
마스터! 그럼 화이팅!
Going with 3 wood, so she's really trying to push it up near the front edge of the green, trying to leave it in a similar spot where we saw Sokyo Rin pitch from earlier. 222, but you see the elevation, which she's got to deal with. Started out a little right. Is it trying to come back? No. That is probably less than ideal, I want to say. Jae-hee into 15, coming off her first bogey of the afternoon. That's a great spot to watch the action here at the Aurora Golf Resort. It's a pretty good spot if your name's Kim Soo-ji, leading by 2 over Lee Daeyeon. Bottom of the hill we go on 13 with EG here. The breeze trying to pick up into the players' faces as they come up this hill. That's just a little wide, not good enough. It's going to be a awkward little putt. She's going to have to ride the top of that ridgeline a little. Coming sort of diagonally towards that pin position. See if Suji can do a little better. A couple of yards closer. And closer to sort of 95 meters. Caught a heavy putt. Not quite enough to get up. Cost to 15. Choi Ka-bin has been leaking oil this back nine. Has made her first par of the inward half back at 14. Here she is from long range at the 15. Very thick lie, always going to be above her feet. I don't think she has any shot if she tries to carry it past the ridge. Got to hood the club face a little, play some kind of low hooking runner. As I said, they're done when you're this far below the level of the green. And it's running. It needs to settle now. Nestles up against that collar of rock, so it becomes a little uncomfortable. One split the fairway here on 14. Go on the attack with wedge. She's got to feel like she needs to run the tables at this point, Jay-Hee. No, you can't afford to do that. Short, straight in the jaws. This one's just a little funky. Set it up on the top of the ridgeline and have it run along the top of the crest before it makes its way towards the pin. Such a pace-dependent putt. Oh, and almost finds a rare birdie. Good attempt. Smooth one from So Kyo-rim. Still got plenty of spin on it. Great shot. G1 well down the fairway, but getting off a little downslope to this target on 14. Check on it as well. A couple of great shots there from Kyo-rim and G1. Just try and belly this wedge, it looks like. Bending as we're trying to use the leading edge of the club to sort of knock the equator of the golf ball, have it running along like a putt. It's for when you're up against the collar like she is here. And that was just the putter. Almost. Slow to start, and then pretty flat at the end of this birdie putt's journey. Clumsy from Soo Ji, giving herself a little more work than she would have wanted. Birdie putts to come for all three players in this group. Good looks for Jiwon and Kyorim. Bit longer to negotiate for EA1. Steady stuff for Soo Ji. She wants to keep things that way. This for par to preserve a two-shot lead. Yes, confidently stroked in for Soo Ji. I said earlier about Kim Jae-hee with that putt on 15. OG1 and Sokyo Rim. This is full out attack mode right now. Just imagine you need to get yourself to 12 under par. Stay as aggressive as you can be. So maybe you can force Soo Ji into an error. She's crafted herself a great chance on the 14th. Looking a little from her right. Just trying to move a little closer to that lead. Tried to play that straight, but it was always going to have a little bit of drift on the par. No problems there for EG here. In. Just lightning fast start. And that eagle on the first. It was an important birdie she made back on 9. To turn in red figures. 4 straight pars. To start the back 9, just to buck that trend in the best possible way. Yes, well done. Sokyo Rim makes it a 4-way tie at 8 under par. Really cutting into that lead of Kim Min Sol atop the money list, as Min Sol is over in the UK this week at Royal Lytham and St Anne's, contesting the AIG Women's British Open, where unfortunately she did miss the cut. American-born Korean Yelimino going to be taking the lead into Championship Sunday. What an important 18 holes it's going to be for her. In a couple hours' time, Yuhei Ran, back-to-back major champion, former KLPGA Tour star, she's going to be nipping at her heels. It's going to be a great watch from Royal Litherman St. Anne's, the final round of the AIG Women's British Open. Certainly expect a grandstand finish, as you saw at the Men's Open at Birkdale. That's a nice little kick out of that left rough. Such a difference when you're going to be coming into this 15th green from the fairway. Especially when the pins cut today, tucked close to that bunker right-hand side of the green. Again, like I emphasized earlier, just good to see Ready Golf in play there. KG1 already on the tee. Sophia Rim did have the honor, but she said, no, I'm going to go peg it up first and have a whack. Just keeps things moving. Nothing agitates me more than slow play in the game of golf. It takes long enough as it is. She's like this hole, Sophia Rim. She's played it 3 under for the week. It's going to be something special if she could make birdie from the right rough to that pin. Back on the subject of slow play, 5 hours, 50 minutes, 50 minutes to complete yesterday's 3rd round for the final group. That's just inexcusable. Yeah, well, it wasn't that last group on moving date. Lovely pass through the ball, but she's leading like that. Might be a little left. It's a nice kick as well, much like Koji-1. Settles into short grass. Now here's Kim Jae-hee ahead on the 16th. That's very nicely done. Judges the jump and release from that rough beautifully. Manipulation at the bottom of the arc to square the club face up. She's such an athlete, Dion, just to find the fairway. Suji. So hit some kind of little cut off the left edge. She overworked it, perhaps. Nope. That's okay. That's more than okay. That is ideal.
네, 알겠습니다.
Top 10s already this season. Ji Hyun. Knocking on the door. She's been giving herself chances. She's running out of time to try and make something happen here at the Aurora World Championship. Go to cabin on 16. Perhaps out of her grasp, but she could post a nice paycheck this week with a strong finish. Straight over the stick, just a fraction long. Not bad though for year one. You can see that the ice pack I was talking about as players try to beat this oppressive heat, which has climbed to about 32 degrees Celsius right now. Just past midday, 2:25 p.m. in South Korea. Muscle a gap wedge into this pin. That's a nice shot. It's a good, solid, quality shot from Ji Hyun. Is going to roll over to the beautiful southern island of Jeju next week for the playing of the Jeju Sandasu Masters. Coverage begins on Thursday, 72-hole event. I'll be on the call again and certainly hope that you can join us for what would be another great week on a little slice of paradise. It's great to return to Jeju for the KLPGA Tour. Will Suji go there as a champion? She's looking like it. 2 shots to the good. Here she is on 14. A little shorter than I thought, but it's going to work out nice. The hole to Koji 1 at the 15th. Good angle. Should have plenty of spin with this lofted club. Oh, that sounded thin. I think it was thin. Just operator error. Not a good swing at all. Poor contact, and she faces a pretty challenging 2-putt for the back edge of this green. Just an awful angle for Seo Rim, compounded by the fact that she will be coming out of the rough. She's got no chance to stick this one close. Just has to be sensible, take anything 20 feet long. Just been sort of treading water since that spectacular eagle at the 9th. Things could change. 3 very good shots by the final group into this 14th hole. Dion's going to have the shortest of the birdie putts. To 16, and Kim Jae-hee absolutely flying through 11 holes, but just hit the skids over the last hour and a half. The opportunity to take it back to 9 under, that's going to stay high. And the challenge just running out of steam for the former Singapore Women's Open champ. Said this wasn't going to be an easy 2-putt on 15. All of it's to do with just how long it is. Come up and over 2 different mounds in the last Part of this putt will be moving from right to left. Just about dialing in that pace, trying to get it inside a 3-foot circle. Not bad from there. There's about 5 feet to go for par. Now Kim Min-joo got the weekend that she was hoping for. Here she is at the 16 out of the left rough. Pin's got on the right-hand side, so not tragic to be coming in from this angle. She's had to stay pretty patient. That patience pay off. Lee Ji-hyun to get on the board with the first birdie of the day on 14. Every golfer's had a day like this where you're hitting okay shots, you're hitting quality shots, good putts, and just nothing's happening for you. Go up to Yewon. Birdie look on 15. Up and over that brow. Tracking pretty nicely. Birdies have dried up as well for the 10-time Tour champion. Suji to strike first on 14. Just a hint of movement from her right. And the crowd reaction seems to indicate that that wasn't far off. Shortest of the birdie putts, but that's not saying much on 15, still just outside of 35 feet. Very close attention to Suji's putt. Just to trim the lead to the slimmest of margins. Could be pivotal. Tay's end. Can't take advantage of the golden opportunity. The lead remains at 2. Now par putt for Ji-won. Yep. Stalk that one in. Good 2-putt from that position for Gould. This looks a little tufty and tricky. So we've got a hybrid out. Old school play for Jung Eun-soo. This is her fourth shot, however. Craftily done.
자, 실례하겠습니다. 이동 멈춰주세요.
We said it. Of all the swings in the KLPGA Tour, I like Dion's the most. So compact, for very slight build. No wasted movement. So efficient. Swings around that spine angle so beautifully and still generates a good amount of power. Such quick club face control as well through impact. Demonstrated perfectly there. Suji, much like the 14th, this Tishan 15 sets up nicely for a little left to right shot shape. Something she's worked very hard on to put into her golf game over the last 2 seasons. Overdone, but stays the right side of the path. Look from behind the tee at 16 at what greets the players. Little trouble down the right that must be avoided. The line is just over the left edge of that first trap you can see. Even if you do pull it into the left rough and that right pin today, that gives you a pretty good angle. Yeah, well, much like Dion, very good, technically sound motion. This 23-year-old has such brilliant pedigree. We saw it in her rookie campaign a few years ago when she won Rookie of the Year honors, wasted little time in winning the money list and the points list the following season, and has really emerged as one of the bright young stars of the game in South Korea. Balls to play. The lead is 2 for Suji here at the Aurora World Championship. Maybe just pressing a little too hard. Seemed to like it off the club face, but that's going to come up short in the bunker. Up to G1 on 16. Split the fairway with that tee shot. Currently running in solo 7th at the moment. Hasn't made a birdie since the 7th, and it's going to struggle to make a birdie from there. Just pushing it short-sided into that thick rough. Watch how steady she keeps her head throughout the course of this swing. Just tells you there's no dipping, there's no excess swaying. Very centered golf swing. Crisp sound of impact as well, and a glorious shot from Dion. It's going to put some pressure on Soo Ji, sticking it in close. Hit to Yewon. We have set up this golf course a lot tougher over the weekend stages of the tournament. Got to do with the fact that the breeze has never really materialized. So this course with soft pins pretty defenseless for these talented young ladies. Good shot for Yewon. Decision to be made for Soo Ji. She knows Dion's in tight, doesn't realize how close she is. But this is not the time to try and respond to that. You've got that 2-shot cushion. Par's going to leave you 1 shot to the good at the very worst from here. What you don't want to do is try to take on too much with the shot and end up short-sided in the bunker like E.G. Hyun. Lies clean, but don't let that tempt you into being overly aggressive. She took on the shot, but just caught a bit of a jumper. Safely on the green, but that's in Goji 1 country. Circular rim. Got to look left of this pin, try and pitch it where Yewon's ball finished. It's going to have some chase. Yep, there you go. Pitched it right next to Yewon's and still was releasing on past the pin. But that's not a bad shot from that position. Up a hole to the 17th, one of the 4 ladies currently tied at 8 under par, Kim Jae-hee. Just clears the penalty area at the front. And that's fine now. Looks like she's actually just outside of the bunker, which is a good break for Lee Ji-hyun. Just try and stub this onto the downslope and then have the contour of the green do the rest of the work for her. Deft touch, very good. We saw that short game on full display in Saturday's 3rd round. A lot of great little chip shots and pitch shots from around the greens. Can add that one to the list. 15th hole Sunday. Ju on. Try and chip this, bump it into the bank in front of her. Just kill the speed, have it kick forward. Oh, decelerated into it. You could see that club labored to get through that thick rough. Got to keep your speed up here. It's a little slower than it first appears. Suji for birdie, but she'd be happy with par, let's be honest. Nicely done. Nicely done. Look at this. Just when you think she's giving the rest a little opening, Kim Soo-ji finds a vital birdie on 15, and for the moment that lead stretches to 3. Plenty of reasons to smile if you're a Kim Soo-ji fan. What are you thinking if you're Lee Dae-yeon? Right, Soo-ji, long putt, par at best. I'm going to get within 1. Now you've got this to maintain the same deficit you had standing back on the tee. Dae-yeon to respond. Yes, excellent 3 of her own. They're going tit for tat, these two major champions. Ugly 7 on the 5th. Really to blame. Dae-yeon is fighting tooth and nail to stay in it. That birdie taking Suji's lead to 12 means that the 8 unders really have their work cut out for them. Here's one of them. Year 1 on the 16th from about 25 feet. Not going to get there. Not going to get there. Another one of the 8 unders. Kim Jae-hee on 17. Did you get it to the hole? Did you give it a chance? Well, she did. Not quite the right line, but a decent effort. The one-time tour champion. Seok-hyo Rim coming from the opposite side of the green. And year 1 through the shadows, which always makes depth perception, speed control a little challenging. This putt will be just gently down the hill and certainly moving off her left. Put a good roll on it. Just wasn't quite enough. Here's Kabin after an excellent tee shot on 17, trying to move herself to 7 under par. Yeah, brilliant tee shot goes rewarded. It's a 5th birdie of the day for Choi. For the moment, moves into a share of 7th with Ko Ji-won, who is struggling back on 16. We'll go to the 16th tee first, though. And here's Lee Dae-yeon with the driver. And keep this down the left. Heart's going to be pumping after that excellent birdie back on the 15th. Suji still with a 2-shot advantage. In her mind, she's got to think 5 good swings away from collecting another KLPGA Tour title. Starts here with a good tee ball on the 16th, looking a little further right than Lee Dae-yeon. That one over a little bit more than she wanted. Big first bounce and just into the first cut. Like a mentioned earlier, with that right flag location. That's okay. To the green for Yeron's par putt. Just slips it in the side door. Some late fireworks from Lee Dae-yeon. Still haven't been enough to try and topple Kim Soo-ji, whose lead remains intact with 3 to play on Championship Sunday. Been a nervy watch off that tee shot for EG here, but the ball has carried the penalty area and settled into the sand. Should be a nice, clean, compact lie. 34 to go, playing closer to 140 with that raised target. Yeah, sensible shot out towards that left half of the green. Suji just in that left rough and sitting halfway down in that long grass. Just got to expect a bit of a jumper. Just tend to happen. You get a little grass caught between club face and ball, reduces the spin, can come out hot on you. But really the number for her is, I want to say, 5-6 yards past the front edge. If she gets a jump on it and it releases up to the pin, great. If not, you take your chances from 20 feet short. Don't need to miss this green long and right. That leaves you a tricky up and down. Yeah, very good shot. Nicely managed. Didn't take on that flag. It produces a quality result. I can report that Koji-won did, in fact, roll in that par-saving putt after a less than ideal pitch shot, so she's still at 7 under par, tied with Choi Ka-bin. Dion delivered an excellent shot into the previous green. She'll have another for us here on the 16th. Coming out of the fairway, she can just play target golf. As long as the number's good, she can go on the attack. Feels like a big 50-degree wedge from 111 up the slope. I always felt like that was going to be a little bit of a tall ask to try and get it all the way back there. Now to the last, and Kim Jae-hee from that right-hand rough. Pins on the right-hand side of the green today. Just clears the bunker. She's going to get some chase. She's going to get that to roll out. It's been a really nice week for Kim Jae-hee. Would have expected more through 11 holes today, but birdie on the last would certainly bring a smile to her face. Five-iron choice of club for Koji-won on the 17th. That's the spot. A touch unlucky. That ball pitching a little softer than a 5-iron should have, but she's not going to complain. That was well executed on the par 3. Very much looking like a 2-horse race at the moment between Lee Daeon and your championship leader, this lady, Kim Soo-ji, putting through the shadows on 16. So Sokyo Rim from a similar position, albeit a little further left towards the back edge of the green on our screens. Not a tough putt. Gently down the hill, just moving a little right. Made one from longer than this on the previous green. Surely lightning can't strike twice for Soo-ji, can it? Going to come back from all the way out there, but it's going to be a stress-free part. We'll head to the 17th tee, 12 under par. At the 17th tee is where we find EO1. Just clears the front and releases on nicely. It's Daeon's turn to throw a haymaker at Kim Soo-ji. Up the hill, moving left. Chance to be aggressive. She needs to be aggressive, and she's given that a lovely try. At the closing hole, Choi Ka-bin. Across the green for her birdie. She's going to have about 4 feet left for par. Did the sensible thing from that fairway bunker. Lee Ji-hyun, last to go for her birdie on 16. It just wants to fall to the right as it loses speed, reaching the cup. If it reaches the cup, she had that one tracking, but it's going to be another frustrating par. After that really nice approach. No, thought she had it, and she did too. But that is a really nice final round for Kim Jae-hee. 4 under through 11, unable to press on from there, ultimately to 69. That hangs 8 under par as the clubhouse mark. It's going to be a top 3 finish for Kim, you feel? Sokyo Rim back on the par 3 for birdie. Keep tracking, keep tracking. So many putts being left short at the Aurora Resort. There are going to be a number of players scratching their heads, wondering what if as they leave, which is always the case on Championship Sunday. Dion, so they'll keep your focus on this par putt. Wants to bend off to the right. Okay, no mistakes. Need something really special now over these closing 2 holes. Yawan after that nice tee shot. Gently up the hill, moving from left to right, but it's a putt you can play positively. At the pace, a little high. Still, aside from her win at the start of the season, it was a very odd first half of the year for EA1. Really didn't factor as strongly as she would have liked. But phase 2 of 2026 is sort of looked a little bit brighter for the superstar. Here's Carbin for par. Yeah, good 2-putt. Troy Carbin ends her week in a share of 7th. Pair of 70s on the weekend for her. So Carbin at the moment shares 7th with this lady, Koji Won, who has a chance to move into a share of 3rd with a birdie look here on 17. Stay up, stay up. It's not going to. Decent try. Somehow, a couple feet off impact. Looked like it was going to struggle to hold that line. Saw this play out a little in our coverage yesterday afternoon. Just at this point in the round, this section of the back 9, feels like a lot of players just holding ground. A lot of pars being made, a couple of par saving putts, not many birdies. Suji delivering probably one of the most important with that long putt on 15. Tokyo Rim yesterday, who seemed to be the only player that was finding birdies in the back 9, 3 in a row. In fact, that's just a par though. Remains 8 under with 1 to play. Final group waiting back on the tee. You saw Suji trying to keep warm with that little handheld Jisoo fan. The last of the par 3s at the Aurora Resort. Water really doesn't come into play unless you hit an awful tee shot. Strategy for Suji will definitely be make sure you cover at least 5 yards past the front edge, keep it left of the pin. Dion, meanwhile, might have to throw caution to the wind. Try and take on this pin. 2 behind Suji, but 2 clear of the quartet at 8 under par. She doesn't come here to try and post top 10s. She comes here to win golf tournaments, and she'll need to produce something magical if she is to potentially topple the rock-solid Suji with 2 holes to go. She's got 6 iron. Asking it to carry. When carry it does. What a shot for Lee Dayon. She is not backing down. That is an excellent way to pile the pressure on. She has thrown the gauntlet down. Over to you, Kim Soo-ji. This was all over it. Beautiful little left to right shape. Had plenty to cover that front swale. And the topography of this green doing the rest of the work. I don't think that's going to have to affect the way that Soo-ji plays this hole. I still think a little left, a little long, 25 feet Be a good solid shot. Why bring trouble and a potential drop shot into play when we've got that 2-shot lead? She's got 1 club more than Dion. It's a 5-iron for Kim. Sensible shot. Needs to settle a little. Okay, just into the fringe. That is absolutely fine. Oh, poor old E.G. Hyun maybe feels like a supporting cast member. This brilliant battle in the final group. She's not played badly. She just hasn't had any spark in this round. It's another good solid shot. Dion in tight on 17, trying to hunt down Kim Soo-ji, who continues to lead in the closing stages of Championship Sunday at the Aurora Golf Resort. So at the risk of putting the commentator's curse on her, I've got to say the pace control, particularly with putts of this range, have been excellent for Suji all weekend long. She leads by 2, and this is for birdie on 17. Just rolling out another couple of feet. Dare we say it, there may be a slim chance of a 2-shot swing coming up. Still playing for plenty of cash right now, and solo third sounds a whole lot better than a 4-way tie for it. Jihyun started his final day with Suji's closest pursuer, just 1 back, but 2 bogeys and not a birdie on the card. Left her playing second fiddle, third fiddle even. All be forgiven. She can somehow find a way to make this one drop. Mighty fine effort. That makes for good reading, that scorecard. But she's played a lot better than that 2 over par score has reflected. Now to the Larsen Kyorim from the left rough. Breeze coming off the right, maybe hurting a little. 150 to go. You can seem to like the contact, but that's okay. So, big moments coming up on the 17th green. Suji still with work to do for par. Dion with an opportunity for a huge birdie after an excellent tee shot. This one will move from left to right. I think she's still got to start it at least half a ball outside left edge, and that's with good holding pace to get to 11 under par. Oh, and she heaps the pressure on Kim Soo-ji. A vital birdie for Lee Dae-yeon. She responded brilliantly after Soo-ji canned one from long range on 15. And she delivers a perfectly constructed 2 on 17 to halve the deficit. Soo-ji still with a par putt of some length to come as we go to Yewon on the 18th. Caught a flyer, came off the putter, came off the club face hot, and that goes bounding through the back of the green. So big moments now for Soo-ji. Good news is I don't think there's too much to this putt. Certainly not enough to give the hole away with your start line. Just a case of hitting it positively enough. Tremendously underrated putter, Kim Soo-ji, and under normal practice round circumstances, you'd say this is a foregone conclusion, but pressure on Championship Sunday, very different kettle of fish. And on the chest, just trying to square up those shoulders, pulls the trigger pretty quick. And keeps her lead, barely. And that is a huge par-saving putt. Dae-yeon's doing everything she can, but it's Soo-ji who leads by 1, heading up to the 72nd hole. The Aurora World Championship coming down to the wire once again. Year one. Ball's come to rest on a little bit of a downslope. But in a way, it's not a bad thing, especially from this sort of tumbly lie. You've got all this green to work with. You have to get elevation on the ball. You know, it's going to pop out with a little topspin, roll like a putt. It's about picking a landing spot and reading the line like you would an actual putt from on the green. Maybe reaching for a little less loft there. Trying to get to where caddy is right now. As it crests that hill, it's going to start working down towards that gully where the pins cut and start to gather pace. See that yellow spot on the back of the green, maybe about a foot right of it. So 4 or 5 feet past it. Get it tumbling, get it rolling, get it up and down to finish the week at 8 under. Looks pretty good. Looks excellent. And that was a classy shot from a very classy young lady. Not going to be her week. It's going to be another solid finish for EA1. Back to the tee with Lee Daeyeon and the 3-wood. Got to find this fairway. Just, ask Suji the questions. Doesn't find the fairway. That burrows into a pretty thickish looking line, that rough. Suji. So with 3 metal. Daeyeon in that left-hand rough. She leads by 1. Keeping a close eye on it. That 2 is going to finish up in the rough, and the line looks pretty similar to what Lee Daeyeon has.
이거 멈춰주세요. 기샷 중입니다.
Aggressive club selection of driver in the hands of Lee Ji-hyun, but she will find the fairway briefly before it scampers through the runoff into that thick rough. Well, you're getting your money's worth if you're out walking with that final group on Sunday. It's been compelling from start to finish. The early birdie from Suji, the triple from Lee Daeyeon. Then the eagle at 9. Pair of them been bogey-free on the backside. And it's Suji who still clings to her overnight advantage of 1, making her way up the 18th hole. very nice up and down from the back of the green for EA1. Double on 12. Really, really hurt. It's a 73 to close, 1 over par for her 2 weekend rounds, and it's going to be yet another top 10 finish without a victory in 2026 for year 1. Perhaps it'll come next week on the island of Jeju. But a good championship nonetheless for the 10-time tour champion. Not going to waste any time, and that's what you like to see. Dion set to play now out of that left rough. You can barely see the top of the golf ball. So that's going to come out knuckling. To get this close, you really have to chance the front edge of the green, therefore flirting with the greenside bunker. She pulled it off on the last hole. Can she do it again here on the 72nd? Backs off it, little doubt perhaps in her mind. See the flags by the clubhouse indicating that breeze straight off the left. Through it well. Does it have the yardage? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Boy, the shots that she has hit coming down the stretch. That second and a 15, the tee shot on 17, and this one on 18. She ain't giving up just yet, folks. Over to you, Kim Soo-ji. Came off pretty hot, and it did. That one going to go scuttling over the back of the green. She'll get relief from those sprinkler heads. Man, it is too tight to call right now, and dare I say it, we could be hitting for extra time, given the way that things have played out this championship Sunday. Over to E.G. Hyun, who ran through the fairway with driver off the tee, but a much shorter yardage in for per second. Anya slam dunked it, but that's the problem coming from the rough. Limited control. So Soo-ji leading by 1 over the back of the green. Dion in tight with the chance to close with a third birdie in her last 4 holes, and E.G. Hyun currently in a 4-way tie for 8th. She's just off the back of the green. 4-way tie for 3rd, I should say, at 8 under par. So much can happen over the next couple of minutes. This Aurora World Championship not over by a long shot. On the scoreboard, anyway, it's Soo-ji who still remains in control. Second shot from Lee Da-yeon deserves another look. And she had to take it on. She took it on at 17. Contact sounded good, trusted her number. Pitched very soft coming from the rough. And she's given herself every opportunity to finish at 12 under par. Look at her just staring that one down. She knew it was good. Tell you what, she could drop a large bucket of balls from that spot and probably not hit one closer than that.
다음은 KLPGA 통산 9승의 이다영 프로입니다. 다음으로 최근 세계대회 연속 톱10을 기록한 이지현 프로입니다.
But she's still in control, and she's got to remind herself of that. It was a great save for par on the previous green, Kim Soo-ji. So yeah, we'll get relief from those sprinkler heads. Pretty elementary drop that she'll have to take. She knows the rules, doesn't have to get a rules official involved. We see happening way too often in the modern professional game. Nearest point of relief. Get a club length from there. No nearer the hole. You drop your ball. As long as it doesn't roll nearer to the hole, it will then be in play and she'll be able to hit her third. But you can see from this camera angle the severity of the slope from the back edge of the green down towards today's hole location. The way that ball came down, it looked like maybe it just rolled a fraction forward. So, yeah. Okay. Roll forward. So she'll place it. So Yewon deliberating earlier on, trying to work out with her caddy how much pace that ball was going to collect on its way down towards the pin. It was pretty rapid. You just get it over the crest of that hill as that blimp continues to flail around, a balloon I should say, flail around up above. So the key with a shot like this is really trying to pick out the apex of that ball's journey. Where do you want it to feel like it loses its speed and then the slope takes over? Dion, and she can't do anything about it. She's just got to assume that Suji will get this up and down, and she'll have to make it to force extra time. Gentle downslope as well for Kim Suji. It's got to be pounding, adrenaline coursing through the veins, so a little sip of water, just trying to calm herself down. So visualization is so critical. See the entire journey of this golf ball from where it pitches on the green to where it hits the top part of that slope. And then let it funnel on down from there. She sticks this one in close. She's going to ask the question of Lee Daeon. She doesn't, and anything can happen. It's got some pace on it. Needs to settle. Needs to settle. It's not a bad shot, but she's going to have to sweat it. Equation simple now. Whatever Dion does, Suji has to match to go into extra time. So it's going to be a good old-fashioned putt-off. Dion misses, Suji will have that for the win. And this lady's got a pretty good career record in playoffs. I think back to the 2 times she bested Minji Lee, former major champion at the Hana Financial Group Championship. But first, there's the small matter of business of Lee Ji-hyun. That looks a little better. Yep. It's very nice. So we'll have that close to top 3 finish for the 2nd time this season. Kind of putt you want to leave yourself on this 18th green. A little up the hill, a little bit of break from right to left. So, on a chance to birdie 3 of the last 4. A round of 69 and to post a 12 under par target. This tournament going to come down to a couple of putts here on the 18th green on Sunday. That's what you want in a championship of this magnitude. Dion for birdie. Oh, she hasn't hit it. She has. Oh, goodness. I thought that was going to run out of pace, but just enough on it to catch the front lip. What a finish from Lee Dayon. What a birdie on 17. And one that is arguably even better on 18. Look at this. Hit a good putt. I just thought right there it was going to stop short, but just enough to creep in. And now the pressure squarely back on the shoulders of Kim Soo-ji. Lee Dayon with a triple bogey on 5 knows that at the very worst it's going to be a playoff. The hole just starting to look a little smaller for Kim Soo-ji now. Bad news for her is just on this angle, this putt's going to be moving away from her, and that's always just a little uncomfortable, especially for a right-handed golfer, putts that break from left to right. She knew she needed a fast finish, and she delivered. Now will we be given a little extra time on Championship Sunday? Kim Soo-ji for a par to force a playoff. No. No, no, no. And who would have scripted that? Soo-ji in control from the get-go. I think it's just starting to hit her. Lee Dayon, you are a 10-time winner on the KLPGA Tour. Wow. I don't think anyone around that green can believe what they've just seen. It's the small matter of Lee Ji-hyun and this par putt to finish up in a share of 3rd alongside Kyorim, Jae-hee and Yewon. Yeah, deserved that. Just played solid golf on the weekend. Just the birdies dried up on Championship Sunday. Going to be a nice tournament though for Lee Ji-hyun, and she'll take plenty of confidence into Jeju next week. A quick stroke. No other word for it. Left the putter face open. Dayon started to do the math, and I think she was mentally prepared for a playoff. That's just how solid Soo-ji has been all week long. When you think about it, these two stood on the 17th tee with Soo-ji leading by 2. Soo-ji's played the last 2 holes in 1 over par, which is lost by 1. That's heartbreaking for Kim Soo-ji. Nothing to be ashamed about though. She played some excellent golf all championship long. And she was just beat by the better player, Lee Dayon. 10th KLPGA Tour title. An almighty finish with 3 birdies in her last 4 holes to claim victory here at the Aurora Resort. Double-digit club for Lee Dayon. Absolutely brilliant, and she thoroughly deserved it. Kept her cool, even with that early stumble and the triple on the 5th. That eagle on 9, the hole out, resuscitated her charge, and then that barnstorming finish of 3 birdies in her last 4 holes to pip Soo-ji to the title, breaking Kim's heart. Lee Dayon Welcome back to the winner's circle on the KLPGA Tour. Absolutely outstanding stuff here at the Aurora World Championship. Of course, the small matter of 180 million Korean won as well to head into the bank account of Lee Daeon. He said it, when she is fighting fit, when she is healthy, not many better in the game than her. That's the moment she realized that there was not going to be any more golf to play. Classy in defeat, gracious in victory. Lee Daeon, our champion at the second Aurora World Championship. What a week it's been here at the Aurora Resort. Captivated us from start to finish, and what a finish it was from our champion. Birdie par, birdie finish. It's not like Kim Soo-ji gave her the title. Daeon just came up and grabbed it, and she will long remember this second shot into the 18th hole. Always a bit of guesswork when you're coming out of the rough, trailing by one. Needed to make something happen. Boy, did she ever. See it back on 17T. She doesn't come to finish second, to post top tens. She plays to win. And when she did in some impressive fashion. Don't let that smile and demeanor fool you. She has that killer instinct that champions are made of in the game of professional golf, and never was that more evident than here on Sunday at the Aurora Resort with that unbelievable finish to the championship. If you're Kim Soo-ji, nothing to hang your head in shame about. She played some stellar golf all week long. 66 yesterday to give her the lead going into Sunday. She produced some quality golf. But one of those times in this game where you just have to tip your cap and say you were beat by the better player. Just go through the formalities of checking those scorecards, making sure they're right. Daeon tops it all up. She'll scribble her name next to a winning round with 69. Good enough to claim a one-shot margin of victory over Kim Soo-ji. Scorecards have been submitted, scores have been entered, and final confirmation of Lee Daeon's one-shot victory. 4 players going to share third, Seokyo Rim, who will be chomping into Kim Min-sol's monster lead atop the money list. Kim Jae-hee, Lee Ji-hyun, and Lee Ae-won. It's been a brilliant week here at the Aurora Resort. Many congratulations, Lee Daeon. Enjoy your Sunday, everyone. Enjoy the AIG Women's British Open teeing off in a couple of hours' time. Have a good rest and join us on the island of Jeju next week for the Samdasu Masters. Looking forward to your company when play gets underway on Thursday. Until then, this is Timothy Lowe saying have a lovely evening and bye-bye for now.
안녕하세요. 감사합니다. 우선 오늘 제가 말씀을 적어 나왔는데 그 말씀만 좀 읊조리면서 계속 제 경기만 잘 하려고 노력했었어요. 근데 그게 마지막에 이렇게 우승이란 순간이 다가와서 저는 좀 말이 안 된다고 생각이 들 정도로 지금 긴장도 많이 되고 하나님께 모든 영광 돌려드리고 싶습니다. 네. 멀어졌구나 싶었어요. 나의 것이 아니구나. 조금 더 편하게 그냥 쳐도 되겠다 하는 마음으로 그렇게 좀 마음을 편하게 먹었는데 그게 오히려 전반 끝나기도 전에 샷이글이 나와주면서 슬픔 뒤에 기쁨이 따라와줘서 조금 더 힘을 낼 수 있었던 것 같습니다. 사실 너무 긴장이 많이 됐는데 그냥 해야 될 것을 최선을 다해서 하자. 그리고 결과에 연연하지 않으려고 노력했는데 그게 또 좋은 결과로 이어져서 사실은 감사할 뿐인 것 같아요. 네. 네, 올해가 메디일과 함께한 지 10년이 되었어요. 근데 또 건호수 회장님께서 늘 믿고 또 이렇게 응원해 주시고 제가 부상도 많고 또 이렇게 쉬는 때도 많았었는데 그럴 때에도 늘 응원해 주신 덕분에 이렇게 10년 동안 10승이라는 정말 말도 안 되는 이런 순간을 맞이하게 된 것 같아서 너무너무 감사드리고 또 팬분들도 너무너무 감사드립니다. 제가 적었던 말씀 말해도 되나요? 길진 않습니다. 나의 여러 약한 것들에 대하여 자랑함이니 이는 그리스도의 능력을 보이게 하려 함이라. 이 말씀이 오늘 저에게 가장 크게 남았던 말씀인 것 같습니다. 감사합니다. 감사합니다. 감사합니다.
얘기를 하셔야 될 것 같아요. 근데 앞으로 가면 뭐라고 하죠?
회장님은 되게 마음에 들어 하셨어요. 제가 하거든요.
네, 여러분. 여러분 안녕하십니까. 2016 오로라 월드 챔피언십 시상식 사회를 맡은 저는 SBS골프 아나운서 김재현입니다. 반갑습니다. 네, 이렇게 무더운 날씨 속에서 최선을 다해 끝까지 멋진 승부를 펼쳐주신 선수 여러분 정말 대단히 수고 많으셨습니다. 그리고 2016 오로라 월드 챔피언십 대회에 참가해주신 선수분들과 관계자분들 그리고 또 이 자리에 함께해주신 많은 갤러리 여러분께 주최사를 대신해서 감사하다는 말씀을 전해드립니다. 자, 그럼 지금부터 상반기 마지막 대회 2016 오로라 월드 챔피언십 시상식을 시작하겠습니다. 자, 먼저 본 시상식에 앞서 오늘의 대회가 있기까지 지원을 아끼지 않으셨던 내빈 여러분을 소개해드리도록 하겠습니다. 한 분 한 분 소개해드릴 때마다 여러분의 큰 박수를 부탁드리겠습니다. 자, 먼저 대회 주최사인 오로라 월드 노희열 회장님 소개해드립니다. 박수 부탁드립니다. 이어서 오로라 월드 노재현 대표님 소개해드립니다. 박수로 맞이해주시죠. 다음으로 오로라 골프 앤 리조트 신한명 대표님께서 참석해 주셨습니다. 박수 부탁드립니다. 그리고 대회 주관사인 KLPGA 김순희 수석 부회장님께서 참석해 주셨습니다. 하나의 박수 보내주시죠. 마지막으로 주관 방송사인 SBS골프 이상근 대표님 참석해 주셨습니다. 하나의 박수 부탁드립니다. 네, 이 밖에도 많은 귀빈 여러분이 참석해 주셨지만 시간 관계상 모든 분들을 소개해드리지 못하는 점 양해를 부탁드리겠습니다. 다시 한번 바쁘신 와중에도 본 대회의 자리를 빛내주시기 위해 참석해 주신 모든 분들께 진심으로 감사의 말씀을 전합니다. 자, 그럼 지금부터 본격적인 시상 순서를 이어가겠습니다. 가장 먼저 기부금 전달식이 있겠습니다. 이번 대회 코스 14번 홀에서 기부존을 운영했었는데요. 오로라 월드는 소외된 노약자, 장애인, 불우이웃, 산불 피해 지역 등 지역사회와 함께 일속 스마일즈를 나눈다는 마음으로 2019년부터 2024년까지 무적 70억 원 이상의 기부를 통해 사회 공헌과 나눔을 실천하고 있습니다. 이번 골프대회에서 4라운드 동안 선수들의 티샷이 기부존에 안착할 경우 회당 30만 원씩 적립이 되는데요. 총 49회를 성공하면서 총 금액 1,470만 원이 적립됐습니다. 여기에 주최사의 추가 기부금을 더해 총 2천만 원의 성금이 모였는데요. 2천만 원은 원주시 아동 관련 단체에 전달될 예정입니다. 기부 본을 전달은 오로라 월드 노재현 대표님께서 오로라 골프 앤 리조트 신한명 대표님께 전달해 주시겠습니다. 두 분 앞으로 나와주시기 바랍니다. 자, 그럼 노재현 대표님께서 기부금 2천만 원을 전달하시겠습니다. 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. 지역사회와 함께하는 오로라 월드 따뜻한 마음을 담은 2천만 원의 기부금이 전달됐습니다. 네, 다시 한번 여러분 따뜻한 박수 보내주시기 바랍니다. 네, 노재현 대표님 다음 전달식을 위해서 잠시 소개 부탁드리고요. 다음은 장애인식 개선을 위한 물품 기부 전달식이 있겠습니다. 오로라 월드는 2022년부터 장애인식 개선을 위해 꾸준히 물품을 후원하고 있는데요. 2022년부터 현재까지 총 39억 상당의 물품을 기부했고 올해는 10억 원 상당의 물품을 기부하여 한국장애인 부모회에 전달할 예정입니다. 한국장애인 부모회는 1985년 창립하여 현재 전국 17개 시도지회 90여 개 지구 약 4만 명의 회원이 함께하는 전국 단위 장애인 부모 단체입니다. 해당 물품은 사회복지 공동 모금회를 통해 지정 기부 형식으로 한국장애인부모회에 전달돼 장애인식 개선을 위해 사용될 예정입니다. 자, 그럼 전달식을 위해서 사회복지공동모금회 정동희 사무처장님과 한국장애인부모회 세종시 오상열 회장님을 앞으로 모시겠습니다. 무대 위로 나와주시죠. 여러분 박수 부탁드립니다. 장애인식 개선을 위해 꾸준히 물품을 후원해온 오로라 월드 또 한 번 의미 있는 전달식을 준비했습니다. 우리 사랑의 열매 마스코트가 함께하는 기본 물품 전달식이 있겠습니다. 자, 올해는 10억 원 상당의 기부 물품을 전달해 주시겠습니다. 여러분 따뜻한 박수 보내주시죠. 네, 올해도 무려 10억 원 상당의 기부 물품을 전달하면서 따뜻한 마음의 실천을 모두 보여주었습니다. 네, 기념사진 촬영도 진행해봤고요. 고생 많으셨습니다. 네, 이번 대회는 이렇게 또 마음이 따뜻해지는 기부금 전달식과 물품 후원 증정식을 앞서 순서를 진행하게 됐는데요. 대회 의미가 더욱더 깊어지는 것 같습니다. 자, 그럼 기부금 전달 순서를 넘어 이제 대망의 2016 오로라 월드 챔피언십 우승자를 발표하겠습니다. 우승자에게는 상금 1억 8천만 원과 함께 트로피와 꽃다발 그리고 부상으로 코지나 안마의자가 수여됩니다. 시상을 먼저 KLPGA 김순희 수석 부회장님께서 해주시겠습니다. 앞으로 나와주시기 바랍니다. 자, 그럼 우승자를 발표하겠습니다. 2016 오로라 월드 챔피언십 대회 우승자는 4라운드 토탈 276타 12언더파를 기록한 이다연 프로입니다. 축하드립니다. 네, 부회장께서 우승 자켓을 전달해 주시겠습니다. 축하의 박수 보내주시죠. 너무너무 축하드립니다. 또 오늘 맞춰 입고 빨간 스커트와 너무 잘 어울리는 초록색 자켓을 입게 됐는데요. 우승 자켓을 입고 기념사진 촬영을 진행해 보도록 하겠습니다.
감사합니다.
네, 여러분 축하의 박수 다시 한번 보내주시죠. 너무너무 축하드립니다. 자, 그럼 이다연 선수에게 주최사이자 오늘의 대회가 있기까지 지원을 아끼지 않으셨던 오로라 월드 용기현 회장님께서 트로피와 함께 꽃다발을 전달해 주시겠습니다. 대회와 너무 잘 어울리는 귀여운 트로피죠. 여러분, 이다연 선수에게 축하의 박수를 보내주시기 바랍니다. 네. 귀여운 트로피와 함께 또 화사한 꽃다발까지 이다연 선수가 양손 가득 안고 기념사진 촬영을 진행하게 됐습니다.
자, 잘하셨습니다. 앞에 보세요.
너무 보기 좋으세요.
네,
여러분
잘합니다.
따뜻한
하나,
박수 보내주시기 바랍니다. 네, 기념사진 촬영 수고 많으셨고요. 아직도 전달할 순서가 많이 남아 있습니다. 이렇게 귀여운 트로피, 꽃다발, 이어서는 오로라 월드 노재현 대표님께서 우승 상금과 함께 오로라 월드 캐릭터인 케이크 인형을 전달해 주시겠습니다. 먼저 우승 상금 1억 8천만 원이 수여되겠습니다. 뜨거운 박수 보내주시죠.
자, 앞에 보세요.
이로써 통산 10승을 완성하게 된 이다연 선수 다시 한번 축하드립니다. 자, 오로라 월드 대회인 만큼 이 귀여운 케이크 인형도 빠질 수 없겠죠. 너무너무 잘 어울립니다. 네, 케이크 인형과도 기념사진 촬영 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 축하의 박수 보내주세요. 네, 너무너무 축하드립니다. 네, 사진이 정말 인상 깊게 남을 것 같은데요. 자, 다음으로는 오로라 골프 앤 리조트 신학명 대표이사님께서 명예 회원권을 전달해 주시겠습니다. 자, 오로라 월드 골프 앤 리조트 명예 회원권 증정이 됐습니다. 여러분 따뜻한 박수로 축하해 주시죠.
자, 다 나왔습니다. 앞에 오세요.
축하드립니다.
하나, 둘.
네, 기념사진 촬영 진행했고요. 또 한 번 순서가 남아있습니다. 마지막으로 SBS골프 이상근 대표님께서 우승자 부상인 코지마 안마의자를 전달해 주시겠습니다. 부상으로 코지마 안마의자를 전달해 주시겠습니다. 축하의 박수 보내주시죠. 이달 선수의 우승을 진심으로 축하합니다. 네, 이렇게 부상까지 전달이 됐고요. 이다현 프로에게 다시 한번 뜨거운 박수를 부탁드리겠습니다.
어떤 말도 안 내려와?
자, 이렇게 푸짐한 부상이 전달됐는데요, 여러분. 하늘을 잠시 바라봐 주시길 바랍니다. 지금 이다현 선수의 뒤편으로 푸른 하늘을 수놓았던 오로라 월드 비행선이 다가오고 있습니다. 자, 우승자를 향해서 다가오고 있는데요. 지금 비행선 아래에는 오로라 월드의 아주 사랑스러운 캐릭터 인형들이 담긴 우승 기념 바구니가 달려 있습니다. 지금 바구니 내렸는데요. 오늘 영광의 주인공 우승자께서는 이 인형 바구니를 함께 응원해 주신 갤러리 여러분께 나눠주시기 바랍니다. 자, 기쁨을 나누는 아주 특별한 순서 오로라 월드의 캐릭터 인형을 오늘 이 시간 함께 해주신 갤러리 여러분께 나눠드리고 있습니다. 장시간 이 뜨거운 승부를 함께 했던 갤러리 여러분, 이다현 선수의 인형을 받기 위해 지금 앞으로 나와주셨는데요. 자, 마지막 행운을 이다현 선수의 기운을 받아가시길 바라겠습니다. 지금 열기가 정말 뜨거운데요. 이다현 선수의 통산 10승을 기념하는 이 축하 인형, 여러분 모두 함께 나눠 가지시길 바랍니다. 자, 인형이 정말 많이 준비가 되어 있거든요. 지금 함께하고 있는 갤러리 여러분께 모두 공평하게 나눠드리고 있습니다. 자, 이다현 선수가 그린을 한바퀴 돌고 있는데요. 그린 모두를 빼곡하게 채워준 갤러리 여러분을 향해 이다현 선수가 이 행운이 듬뿍 담긴 자신의 통산 10번째 우승 인형을 전달했습니다. 갤러리 여러분 모두 정말 행복해 보이시는데요. 이 행복을 나눠낸 이다현 선수 정말 수고 많으셨습니다.
사고 나겠어.
자,